Welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Candy Glam, and if you can't tell by the title below, today I'm just going to give you a few tips on what I did to help me pass the TEAS test. Now, the school I went to does not require the science part of the TEAS test. All I did was the math and the reading. So for the reading, I do remember there was, I believe, 2 or 3 like I want to say little baby stories. I can't get the word out. I ask you is this informative, entertainment, and whatever else the choices are. What I will say for the reading on the TEAS test, just look up the definitions of what is the author trying to get you to understand. Look up what is informative, persuasive, entertainment, and I forgot the other one. And once I did that, I was able to quickly understand, what is this passage trying to get you to do? Is it informative? It wants to teach you something? Is this something for entertainment? Is this to persuade you to buy something or persuade you to come to something? Stuff like that. I do remember on the TEAS test part at the school I go to, it did ask you something like, you have a square that has a dot at the top and a dot at the bottom of the square. Once you turn this square 45 degrees to your counterclockwise or clockwise, and then you flip it over, and then whatever, what does the shape then look like? It did ask me something like that. So you do probably want to know stuff like that. What is 45 degrees? What is 90 degrees? Because I'm not sure what would be on yours. I do remember it was just, reading was kind of easy. Take your time, but also pay attention to the time. My biggest part is on my test, I had, I think, 45 to 50 questions or something like that, and I only had 55 questions, which I then think it equaled up to only having a minute per question. That's not including, and I'm not sure about the reading. I can't really remember the reading or how much time I had, but I do know that you need to kind of keep an eye on the time, because if you're not a fast reader, it might be best if you read the questions first, then go try and find the answer in the passage. Skim over it. If you're a fast reader, then you're good. If you're not, skim over the passage just a little bit, but then go straight to the questions and try and find the question in the passage. That helped me. Now, as far as math, I will tell you this. I studied for a month on the math, and I will tell you right here and right now, the only thing that helped me on the TEAS test as far as the math part is YouTube. And I'm not even joking. I used no other source whatsoever. I used only YouTube. YouTube has so much information on TEAS. Just look up in the search bar, TEAS test or TEAS math test, TEAS practice math test. And you literally have people on YouTube that will give you questions, give you practice questions, give you help you just like you're taking the quiz. I will say this. YouTube helped me so much that I barely needed the calculator on my test. It helped me so much to the point where I almost didn't want to use the calculator. As a matter of fact, I believe I only used the calculator to go back and check my answers. But the only thing about that is I think you only have 55 minutes to take the math test, and I think there's like 45 to 50 questions, meaning on the math you only have like a minute or a minute and like 10 seconds to do each problem. So you really have to be you really have to be correct on your questions, but also be mindful of your time. It got to the point where I was able to know what I was doing without needing a calculator on paper, and all I had to do was key in the answers down below to see which one was it. If you're good at math I mean, it gives you only 4 answers you can choose. Eliminate 2, you got 50-50. And if you do the math and you're finding out that you're coming closer to one of the numbers, most likely that number is it. And my logic may not be right. It may not be right, but it worked for me. And I got a high score on my math part. I don't remember the score I got on it, but I remember my advisor saying it was very high. And I owe that to YouTube. You think I'm playing? Study for a month before you take any placement test. At least a month. Now, I do have some classmates have told me they didn't need it. They came right in, they took it, they passed it. They didn't do any studying. Kudos to y'all. Because your girl right here, I've got to study like a month in advance. I need to know that I know, that I know, that I know, that I know, that I know. But a lot of you are asking me how I study. I studied for a month, day in, day out. I'm talking, I cut TV time out. I cut social media time out. My life was studying because I wanted this so bad. And it's so important that you try and it's so important. I had something flying. It's so important that you try and get the highest score you want, because unfortunately you are competing against those who might be your new classmates. The higher you rank, the more you get in. This is a competitive field. You have to you have to score high, unfortunately, because you are competing against those you might be testing with. You might go in and you might take your placement test and there's 4 or 5 other people in there and you are competing against them. You have to get the highest score, because that might be the key to, if you only have 25 people that's going to be in this program, that might be the key to making you 25 when they've already picked 24, versus 3 that might have scored a little bit less than you. So go in there, work hard, do your absolute best. That way, if you know you failed, you tried. And even then, if you fail, just go. I tell that to some of my classmates who've already, unfortunately didn't pass like classes last term. I'm still keeping in contact with them. I think it is very important for women to uplift other women. We need that today. So I'm constantly, or they're actually hitting me up sometimes, and I just think that's so nice. They want to know how the class is going, and I'm trying to give them uplifting words, because that's what you need. Like, if you know that you had trouble on this part, do what you can to help somebody else, because you never know. This might be your boss one day. This might be your coworker one day. This might be someone that says yes or no to the career you want. Like, always try and help someone, because you just never know. Like, this world is so small. But I'm getting off. I can go on and on about that. But I will say this, because I think I'm going on doing this too long. But as far as studying, I owe it all to YouTube. Point blank, period. I know some of you guys think I'm lying or like, YouTube. I'm in the program. And so far I'm doing so good. And it's YouTube that I'm paying attention to. And as far as what you need to study now that you're in the program, AK lectures and course, crash course, as far as AMP, justo. I don't even know what that means. So, but yeah. So yeah, I owe it to YouTube. I went in there not even really feeling comfortable to use the calculator. When you go into a math test, not trusting the calculator, but trusting your hard work and writing it out on paper, and you get a high score, come on, YouTube, got the roof for your sister. But anyway, you guys wanted to know how I studied. In my school, we only did the math and reading. I did no science, although science is my favorite, so I probably would have did good on that. But yeah, if you have any other questions as far as how I studied, how did I do I took the TEAS test. A lot of y'all were asking what test I took, TEAS test. I even had to ask my classmates. I was like, which test did we take? So they said TEAS, so I'm just go with that. But if you guys know differently, or those who do go to my school and you know differently, please correct me down below. I don't mind it. Let everybody else know. I might be saying the wrong thing, but all I know is I can tell you exactly what was on the test, how I studied for it, and hello, your girl's in there. Thank God, okay? Won't he do it? And you guys, for those of you who've never seen my natural hair, this is it. Very curly, and I'm thinking about dyeing it blonde. So if you have any suggestions on that, leave that down below too. But yeah, this is your girl, Candy Glam. Thanks for coming to my channel. I hope that was helpful. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends and family. Please share it on your Facebook, and please share it on your Instagram. Your girl is trying to get out there. I love this, and obviously it's helping.